Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. And in the last video, last week, we told you all about the banks in Canada, right? और इस हफ्ते हम आए हैं एक और related video से, which is like a very hot topic in Canada for a new immigrant especially, and that is credit scores. So today we're going to discuss all about credit scores. What do they mean? How do you increase them and everything. We're going to give you 7 steps to follow and that is it, right? All these steps that you follow and you will be able to increase your credit score. So please stay tuned right until the end. Okay, first thing first, what is a credit score? Correct. So जैसे हमारे इंडिया में सिबिल स्कोर होता था, correct? So this is a similar thing in Canada, जहाँ पे all the lenders that you go to for money, they are actually going to be checking this score that you have, and इस score के basis पे आपका decide होगा, how much mortgage do you get और आपको कितना loan percentage मिलेगा. In fact, if I tell you honestly, even the basic things in Canada, like even renting an apartment, even getting a job, all of those can also be affected by a credit score. So please do take care of this factor for a new immigrant, especially when you come into the country. You don't know about these rules, correct? अब credit score के ranges क्या होते हैं, correct? It starts anywhere between 300 and the highest is 900 points. So a 900 would be a perfect, right? A perfect score. But unfortunately, वो achieve करना is quite next to impossible. तो हमें aim क्या करना है, right? हमें aim ये करना है कि हमारा score 720 के ऊपर हो. That score is considered like a really good score. At that scores, you would get like the best rates in the market. You would get a lot of mortgage. You'll get a lot of other loans. So that is what we're going to be aiming for, 720 and above. There are quite a few ways to increase your credit score, but उससे पहले हमें ये पता करना होगा कि credit score actually depends on what factors, है ना? So I think that is very important, and that is what we're going to see now.
There are 5 factors that affect your credit score. The first one is payment history. The second one is the utilization. The third one is actually your credit history. The fourth one is your credit diversity. And the fifth one is your inquiries on your credit score.
Okay, since 35% of your credit score comes from payment history, that brings us to the first and the foremost step that anybody needs to do once they are in Canada, and that is to pay your bills on time. I cannot stress this enough, and I can probably say this over and over again to you guys, but please pay your bills on time. Now, what do I mean? What I mean by pay your bills on time is, if you're using credit cards, right? If you have a loan and if you're paying a mortgage, it is important for you to not miss any payments, है ना? तो इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर मैंने credit card bill मेरा due है on the 13th of April से, so that means that I need to pay it by 13th of April to not miss any of these dates. What happens when you miss a date is that your credit score gets affected really badly. अब जैसे 13th of April is my date, right, to pay my bill, and I don't pay it by 13th of April. The next 13th of the next month is when my credit score will be hit, because the government still gives you 30 days of like a grace period to pay it back. If you default, that means that gets hit on your credit score, and that stays on your credit history for 7 long years. That is how bad it is. So इसीलिए, if you take away anything from this video, I think you need to understand that you need to spend as much as you can pay back on time. So please keep this in mind, and this is the first and the foremost step to building your credit score. Okay, the second part of your credit score is all about utilization. Okay, so this compromises of 30% of your entire credit score. So that is why utilization is important. Now, what do I mean by utilization? तो जैसे कि you have a credit card, and उस credit card का limit is $1,000 for a month, right? So whatever you spend out of that is your utilization. So suppose I've spent 500 out of it, right? So my utilization is 50%. So that is how utilization is calculated. But what the next pointer or the next step for you is to always keep a check on your utilization. So never never ever go about 30% is what I would recommend. 30% से ज़्यादा आप कभी भी अपना credit card use मत कीजिए. जो भी आपका credit limit है, keep it at 30% or less than 30%, right? Okay, the third component of our credit score is credit history, right? So अब इस पे unfortunately किसी का कोई control नहीं है, right? Normally a good credit history is for 5 years. Okay, so when a new immigrant comes into the country, उनके पास कोई credit history नहीं होता, and that is the reason their scores are pretty low. So as long as you keep doing things well, you keep paying back on time, you have a mixture of credits, in that case you will start building this, and as you go in the tenure, those credit history will become important and it will become better. But one thing that you can do, and this is our next step or the next trick, is to never let go of your old cards, correct? So say suppose you have a credit card from a bank which you've been holding for about 2 years or 3 years. Although you might not be using it that much at this point, but I would suggest do not give it up, right? Because that is building your credit history, which is 15% of your score. So that is the reason you should always keep those cards. Don't let them go, as in don't forgo them. Keep using them. If you not using it, still you keep it with you. Let it be. And the fourth part of your credit history is your credit diversity. Credit diversity actually makes up for 10% of your credit score. What I mean by credit diversity is that you have different types of loans, correct? So आपके पास credit card भी है, आपके पास line of credit भी है, और maybe आपके पास एक mortgage है, आपके पास एक car loan है. So that is why what you need to do is get a few of these different types of loans. Now what I mean is not just take them because you have to increase your credit score. That's not what I mean. What I mean is as you go into your life and you start building a life in Canada, आपको any which ways ये सब चीज़ों की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, right? So when you're taking a loan, when you are buying a car, then in that case that is diversifying your credit history, right? So that is what I would recommend. अगर आप car buy कर रहे हैं तो make sure you get a loan associated with your car. Don't just pay everything up front, right? Okay, this brings me to the last component of your credit score, and that is your inquiries. Okay, this is also about 10% of the credit score. There are actually two types of inquiries that you can have on your credit score. One is a soft one and the other one is a hard one. Now what's the difference between the two? The soft inquiries are just to understand what your score is like. It does not affect your credit score, and your hard inquiries actually bring down your credit score. Okay, तो जैसे आप अगर कभी you're checking your credit score, in that case those are considered as soft inquiries and they do not affect your credit score. Okay, but I would recommend you guys do not go to financial institutes just on a rampage just to get these pre-approvals and all. Only do them when you actually need them. Don't go shopping around for cars and giving your score away for people to check it. Those are actually considered as hard inquiries and those will lower your credit score. So please be careful of that. अगर आपको कोई बोल रहा है कि मुझे आपका क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करना पड़ेगा, तो प्लीज़ मेक श्योर एंड यू प्लीज़ कंफर्म इट विद देम कि वो हार्ड इंक्वायरीज करने वाले हैं आपके स्कोर पे या सॉफ्ट इंक्वायरीज. So that is my other tip to you. Alright, the next step I would say to increase your credit score is that you keep regular checks on your credit score. Now by this I don't mean कि आप every single day जाके अपना credit score check कीजिए. Don't get so obsessed. What I mean is keep a regular tab of if there's anything that's affecting your credit scores, what's happening, are you paying your bills on time, just to keep a healthy check on where you are currently. Now there are ways to check your credit score. One of them is through TransUnion and the other is through Equifax. Now these are the two websites where you can go and check your credit score, but these are paid, right? And these are paid and they will not affect your credit score. So you can do that. The other way you can keep checking your credit score is through your net banking or mobile banking. You can do that as well. But I would suggest you go for Equifax or TransUnion above these bank data. Right. Now that brings us to the very end and the last thing, but it's a very important thing for you guys to consider to increase your credit score, and that is do not use cash or debit card when you come here. Okay, the reason for that is you can only build your credit score if you use your credit card, right? So even for a minimum payment of $1, please use your credit card. If you've got any money from India or your home country, in that case I would recommend कि उसको deposit कर दीजिए अपने बैंक में and start using your credit card. Get a credit card, start using it on daily basis, and then keep paying your bills on time. I think that is like the most essential and basic hack to improve your credit score, and that goes a very, very long way. One very important caution that I would like to give you here is, when you're using your credit cards, you can go overboard, right? So I've seen that happen with myself, and I would suggest that you guys keep a capping, because you remember the utilization part of it, right? That constitutes for 30%. So don't go overboard. Please keep yourself in check, but always use your credit card. So that's all we have today for you guys. I really hope this has helped you guys, and you've taken something out of this, and I hope your credit score really improves from wherever you are at this point. And if you have any questions for us related to credit score or any of the queries or comments you have regarding the videos that we made, please do leave them in the comment section below, and we would love to hear from you guys. And also, before you guys go, if you've liked the video, please do not forget to like and share it with your friends, and please hit that subscribe button. That will really help us and motivate us to make more such videos. And until the next time, which is next week with the next video, please take care of yourself, stay indoors, stay home, and stay safe. Bye.